Hello, welcome to my channel and welcome to Lucid's Advanced Manufacturing plant in Casa Grande, Arizona. Today is Saturday, August 16th, 2025. We're starting out looking at the expansion for body in white for the mid-size. It's coming along nicely. Last time I photographed this, the supports for the roof were going up, but now we see that 2/3 of the roof is complete. We're going to start here flying to the south along the east side of the factory. Since this is a Saturday and I haven't flown on a Saturday for quite a while, I was curious about how many employees may be working on a Saturday. It was actually quite busy here. I saw cars being moved around the staging lots. It looks like there's employee cars in most of the areas. Uh, we're looking at body in white here in the front and stamping in the rear right and the paint shop in the rear left. And we can see it looks like there's employee cars for all of those areas. And as we come down to the general assembly area and powertrain assembly and warehousing, again, quite a few cars, not as many as typical weekday that I've been here before, but quite a few employees working on a Saturday, which is good to see. I know that they're gradually trying to ramp up gravity, and it looks like adding um, shifts on the weekends is one way to do that, and it looks like Lucid is doing that. And as we continue to the south, we're looking at continuing to look at the general assembly area. As we continue further to the south, we'll see where on July 2nd, we had seen a lot of Lucid Gravities being staged. It looks like on the east side here, the Gravities are being staged. There's a lot of Gravity on the west side also, but I don't see any Lucid Airs on the east side here. We can start to see the Gravities coming up here as we get further south. Again, most of those are looking like they're black and green to me, with the exception of one white one. I'd say the mix of black is probably a little bit higher than green. Previously, I think there was more green than black. So it looks like the black Lucid Gravities are coming along fine. This is just a view of July 2nd for comparison. I'd say there's a lot more gravity out here today than there was on July 2nd because we've got two lots. One of them has quite a bit of space. The other one is actually fairly full. And we'll continue on south and then take a look at the west staging lots. Again, this is the east staging lot on July 2nd, just for comparison. And you can see the gravity up there, kind of on the north edge of this employee parking area. This building to the south is the semi-knockdown building. You can see all of those cars out in front of it. Those are all air. Those are not gravity. And as we get around to the back side of it, we start to see a lot more gravity. And in fact, you can see a white one staged there in front of the semi-knockdown area. This looks like another entrance to the factory, although I haven't seen it ever being used. But there's about 3 white gravity in there. And as we continue on to the west, the gravity up on the north edge of this lot, the Lucid Airs sedans, are on the south side of this lot. Just for comparison, it looked like there were more Lucid Airs on July 2nd than there is now. A lot more open space. Lucid may be transitioning from 2025s to 2026s. Nick Torque posted on Twitter about that. So it wouldn't surprise me to see kind of this inventory come down a bit before we start to see a lot more Lucid Air sedans. Probably 2026s will be starting by then. Again, the July 2nd view. And so there's fewer Lucid Air sedans now than there were before. Taking a close-up look at the east lot and the gravity there. Again, green and black with the exception of the one white. So they have started to produce white, just not a lot of them yet. And you can see they're actually working here on a Saturday, moving some gravity into this staging lot. There's 2 that we saw right there. and then that silver van up top was actually picking up the people to take them back to bring more gravity out. So it's good to see a lot of activity on a Saturday. It's good to see all of these Lucid Gravity out here on the east side. And this is just a closer look at the west staging lot. And looking up north, you can see, a handful of additional white Lucid Gravity. Again, mostly black and green, but there's starting to be a few. Now you got to be careful because there are some Lucid Air sedans up there on that north lot in the furthest south row. So some of those that you're seeing that look like they're white are not Gravity. That one Gravity under a canvas is still there. It's been there for quite a while. I'm not sure where it's headed. And just one more look at the Lucid Gravity on the east side of the factory. Make sure that we can see all of them that are there. Can't really tell, can't see any charge ports or anything like that. So I can't really tell if these are US, North American, or if they're headed to KSA. But definitely a lot more Gravity today than on July 2nd. This is kind of that additional gate opening, and you can see a handful of white Gravity there. The charging area, a few Gravity, a few Lucid Airs. And now as we scan along that north side, you can see the white Gravity clearly, and you can see some of the Lucid Air sedans mixed in to that. So since I last did a flyover, I was able to do a test drive at the Scottsdale studio. They have a test drive car. They started out just allowing Gravity reservation holders to do test drives, but now it's open to everybody, which is good to see. They allowed me to take the car for a full hour. Had a lot of fun doing it. Was able to try out all drive modes, including sprint mode. I was able to do some U-turns and parking to see how the rear wheel steering worked, and was able to take it through some corners at pretty good speeds to see how the performance and handling was. And I'd say it's awesome. It's in sprint mode when it's down at its lowest height. It handles almost as well as my Lucid Air with 21-inch wheels. The test drive car in Scottsdale has the largest wheel set, which is actually kind of surprising, but it certainly makes it handle quite well. Even in the highest ride setting and smooth mode, it handles well, but I'd say it's a little bit more floaty, a little bit more like maybe a typical SUV in that mode, but still smoother and handles better than my Jeep Grand Cherokee. So overall, I was quite impressed with the test drive. I'm still looking forward to getting my Gravity, which I'm holding out for the heads-up display and the power outlets, which seem to be a bottleneck for the Gravity right now. There seems to be limited supply of those, so I'm still looking at probably late fall before my Gravity will be available, even though I ordered it on the first day that orders opened up. And I think we'll gradually see Lucid ramping the Gravity production up, whether the supply chain issues with the heads-up display and any other supply chain issues that they're encountering. I hear a lot of the Dream Editions are only shipping with one key fob on a due bill. So I know that there's additional supply constraints, not just the heads-up display, but overall the reviews of the owners that I have heard from that have taken delivery of their Gravity Dream Editions say that it's just a fantastic car. They've encountered a few very minor problems, but overall everybody is quite happy with their Lucid Gravity Dream Editions that have taken those. I know that people are getting Grand Touring versions of the Gravity now. Those are without the technology package, which includes the power outlets and the heads-up display, and most of them are without the power package, which if you don't get the heads-up display, you still can optionally get the power outlets, but those two items seem to be in very short supply. We're just taking a very close look at everything that's on this back lot, on the west lot, to see all the Lucid Airs that are here. And this is the furthest south part of the west lot, and quite a bit of open spaces in here. I've been out of town a bit and have a lot of things going on, so it's been 6 weeks since I did my last flyover. This is the charging area looking from south to north. You can see a handful of gravity there in the beginning, and more gravity as we get to the north end of that charging area. And that's it for today. So thanks for watching.